Good morning.
Good morning.
Good afternoon. I keep forgetting.
I know, and good evening.
Good evening. It's morning here in the UK while we're doing this. So, yeah, and the UK, that's where we're both based. So,
Yeah. So wherever you are, anywhere,
welcome.
hello again. So
this morning we're going to have a discussion on stress and anxiety.
yeah, that's a biggie, isn't it?
It is a biggie.
Yeah.
And I think it's a subject that we all touches on all of us.
Absolutely. Yeah, because I love the word stress, and it conjures up so many different thoughts, really, because stress on the body on a day-to-day basis, we do need a certain amount of stress to motivate us, which is absolutely fine because it gets the adrenaline rolling, and it does push you forward to the jobs that you've got to do, whether you're in a big motivated job or whatever. You need that kind of stress. However, it's when stress becomes unbearable.
Yeah.
And
constant.
Yeah, and you start flying off the handle at the least big thing. Yeah. That is when, it's too much, and then manifestation in the body can cause illness. I remember reading a book many years ago called The Buddha's Brain. I think I've taught you about this loads of times. And there's a section in that about, Buddhism. I mean, I don't practice it, but I only know a little bit about it, that they live for today. And by living for today and accepting the past, you're able, you have the wherefore and whatnot to move forward with your life. So you're not hanging on to stuff. That makes sense. So one of the things that they said in this book was, and you'll all associate with this, you walk into the kitchen after you've been at work all day, your husband's been at home, the kids, if you've got any, whatever, and there's piles of dishes, and you didn't leave it like that. So immediately it's like, there's an arrow hits you right there, and thinking, bloody hell, I went out this morning and it was lovely and clean in here, and I've come back to this. We've all done it. You walk in the living room, cushions are upside down, papers everywhere, whatever. And again, the arrow hits you. So the idea of it is that when you see this, you just turn away from it instead of reacting, and just think of something beautiful, whatever's beautiful to you. And it actually has an effect on all of the systems in the body, and it is factual. It will start reducing the stress level and the adrenaline rush then, and the after effects of the adrenaline rush. And if you can practice that sort of thing, you actually don't react. And you just, because you're going to do it anyway, you're going to tidy it up anyway, so just don't react to it. So it saves you getting blowing your top, if that makes sense.
It makes perfect sense, but and both of us know this, that is easier said than done.
It is. It's a practice.
It is a practice. And all of this,
it's a practice.
Flick your switch is a practice. It's not going to happen on day one.
No.
But how many times have we walked in and nothing's been done, whether it's our partner, husband, wife, even kids.
Yeah.
And you blow. It's the little things in the house, I think.
It is.
And I'm guilty of that very much. And I'm trying very hard to not let it bug me anymore.
It is hard, but
it is.
It's one of those things that you have to work with it. If you want to stop this horrible feeling that's building up inside you, it is work in progress. And again, like we've said before, it's only you that can do it. You have to make these choices to change things. But that's just an example, really.
It can be anything that bugs you,
yeah,
and that bugs you on a daily basis.
It's like the man next door's dog barking constantly. Your stress levels start going up to the point that you scream. But it's trying to pull yourself away from that and not letting things get in.
It's the building, because the man's dog constantly barking, it might be okay for a few days, and then you start to really notice it. And then in your mind, you've blown it up to that dog is barking all day long.
Yeah.
It's not, but in your mind, it has started to build, and
Yeah.
you've got to cope with it and do something about it in the earlier days before it builds to that pitch.
And it is taking control, because we can have a lot of stress from work, and sometimes you feel like you're unable to approach the person who's given you the stress for fear of more stress. But actually, sometimes people don't realise that they're causing you this stress.
No.
They've got so used to their own living that they...
But don't you think as well that everybody thinks they're in the right?
Oh,
and
God.
the other person's in the wrong?
It is.
It's the way we are. We all think we're right.
Yeah, and it's such an interesting concept when you actually pull it apart.
Yes.
And start looking at it, because actually anything can be changed. Anything can be changed.
Yeah.
And really that's what Flick Your Switch is about. Don't sit around and feeling this stress and anxiety. Get help for it.
I mean, anxiety is a bit of a different...
It is a different concept
altogether.
Yeah.
So, and we go into that in the book,
We do.
And the differences of the two. But both have a major impact on our own health and well-being. So we really do need to address the issues in the best way we can.
Absolutely.
And when she's getting on your nerves, you have to find a nice way to say, I love you, babe, but shut up.
Well, I usually say to her, pull your head in.
There you go. But hey, that's us.
Yeah.
We have that relationship.
We do, and we can. So it's fine.
Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah.
So that's Flick Your Switch addresses stress and anxiety. And in the book, we give you some suggestions on how to manage your stress and anxiety. So that's it for today, for this morning's coffee break.
Absolutely.
And we'll be back again soon, and hope to see you here.
Take care.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.